Hi, this is a short video showing you how to use DPVault version 2014, preliminary design and estimating program for underground precast concrete vaults. You will see on the project information tab that you can fill in precaster's name, who created it, project due date, precaster's client, any sort of reference numbers you want to use, and Delta's project number if you send it in to be reviewed and PE sealed. You can select separate top slab, a monolithic top section, or no top. Your middle risers, you can have a single, multiple, or none. And for the base slab of the vault, you can have a separate base slab, which is a loose piece, monolithic base like a bathtub bottom, or no base slab if the contractor is going to field cast the floor slab. Next, you would input your length, width, wall thicknesses that you think will work, top slab thickness that you think will work, earth cover for the vault, and the groundwater table location. Then you have a drop down to insert the live load, whether it's pedestrian, H20 or HS25. You have the option to input if the vault sticks above grade in feet. We have the option to check internal hydro if there's specified to do a leak test where they fill this up. The reason for this check is to check to make sure the vault can bend outward full of water with no backfill soil on the outside. There's also a checkbox for ACI 350 for sanitary structures. That's what you would check if you were estimating a vault for it's going to be in a sewage treatment plant or a septic tank or grease trap. Normal stormwater stuff typically does not require to follow ACI 350 unless you're in certain counties of the US that do require it. Next, you would go to the constants tab. Typically, as a rule of thumb, you don't want to change anything on this tab. The only thing I would advise changing is the concrete strength. A lot of people produce at 4,000 PSI. Sometimes if you can't get your wall thickness to work, sometimes you could change this to 6,000 PSI and it might solve your problems if you have a red, one of the red check marks up here. We'll change this back to 5,000. Next, you would design the top slab. You could decide if you want a single layer of reinforcing or double. Sometimes when the top slab is thicker, 12 inches or more, you would want another layer of steel to control temperature and shrinkage of the top of the slab. We'll just stay with single. We're going to go with 1.5 inch bar cover. And then you just hit estimate bar size. I'll show you what it looks like if you use too small a bar and it fails. So now you see it's red, it says failed. So DPVault has a red light, green light system. So if there's a failure, you're going to see a red. It is going to say failed, and it's also going to put a red X on the tab. So we'll go back up. Looks like 4's@6 works. 4's@6 by 4's@6 for this 10-inch top thickness for this 8x8 vault. Next is the riser section. We'll go back to the project information, and then the middle riser we're going to put in 5 feet, and the base riser we'll put 3.5. The riser is 5 feet tall. Again, you can use single or double layer in the riser, the wall section. So single, you can see the picture changes on the right. Double. We're going to leave it as single. See if we can get that to work for less steel. It looks like it doesn't work here in the horizontal, so we'll try using the number 5 bar. Okay, so that now passes. And when you hover over the bar, you can see on the right hand view, it highlights the dimension to the bar that you're actually selecting. Next would be designing your mono base walls, the bathtub base walls. Same as the other tabs, you have the option of single layer or double. Let's try to get single to work. 1.5 inch bar cover to the outside face. That also highlights on the right hand screen. This checkbox for forced cantilever design, this would be to force the wall to be a cantilever from the floor slab. You would check this if you had large pipe openings. Let's just assume we're designing a vault that does not have large pipe openings at this point. You'd estimate bar. Looks like number 4's work at 8. Maybe we want to try 10. Looks like 10 fails here for the minimum steel, so we'll go 9. Looks like 4's at 9 and 4's at 10. Now onto the floor slab, the base slab. Again, similar options. Double layer, single layer. The picture changes on the right. Sometimes you would want to use a double layer if it's a pretty large fault and you're picking it up and the tension side of the slab is going to be the bottom. You don't want to have any handling cracks. But for the most part, let's try the single layer 1.5 inch bar cover. You'd hit estimate bar. Looks like everything that's input works. Try space these out. 4's at 10 works here. 4's at 10 is failing here. So let's go 4's at 9. And then now onto the flotation check. Under the flotation check tab, there's other dead load. Lots of times we'll put in here the additional weight from a cast-in hatch or a baffle wall inside, anything that's additional. This test project I have input, I have 6-inch base extensions, so it's going to engage 6 inches of the soil on the outside, as you can see in the picture in the right. The required factor of safety is 1.1, so 10%, that's pretty typical for an ACI or an AASHTO design. If you're following ACI 350, it's going to be higher. We decided to check to use openings. It'll subtract the weight due to the openings in the vault. But you have to go to you have to check this checkbox, use openings, and then go to the openings tab. And here's where I would input the openings: the wall openings, length and width, how many, cover slab openings, length and width, how many. Again, back to the walls, round openings, diameter, quantity, and then the cover slab, round openings, diameter, and quantity. I just put in some arbitrary numbers. In this project, we were looking at water table at grade. So for this 8 by 8 by 8.5 ID vault with water table at grade and 1 foot earth cover, and these openings that are shown, looks like it passes by almost 7%. At this point, you have your vault entered. You would save it. And there's other videos to show you how to download it from the cloud app and print and submit to Delta. Thank you for listening.